Now, commodity prices, they have crashed. Home values, we all know, are depressed. Yet my next guest says it's inflation, not deflation. That could be the real problem facing the U.S. economy. Ed Butowski, he is the managing partner with Chapwood Capital Investment Management. Ed, welcome to the program. Good to see you. Give me the outlook. Why do you think that it's inflation that's the big problem coming up ahead? Is it just because the printing mills in Washington and all over the world, the central bankers are just pouring money to try to stave off even worse financial times?
Well, that's part of it, Pim. And the problem that we have is there's a lot of money going into the system right now. At the same time, this has always been a problem. People have always underinvested when they are buying CDs. If you go back to 1970, people who have bought short-term CDs have lost 2% purchasing power a year. Now, it wasn't but 7 or 8 months ago that we were all talking about rising inflation, oil prices going through the roof, and commodity prices soaring. We now recently have had an asset bubble that had burst. But that doesn't mean inflation has disappeared. It has temporarily. But in the long run, don't think for a moment that Brazil, Russia, India, and China aren't going to be putting tremendous pressure on our commodity prices. Now, you and I have different inflations, right? I calculated mine one day, and it came up to be about 7%. Okay? Very different than what the consumer price index number is. When I came up with that number, I realized that if I was investing in a short-term CD at 3% or 4%, which they are today, then I took out taxes, I was losing about 3 or 4% purchasing power a year. So everyone has this short-term focus right now, which is damaging.
So everyone's been going into the short end of the curve, too, when you take a look at treasuries, right? I mean, they've been buying one-year treasuries, or you have to go far out on the curve to get anywhere near what, if you're describing 7% inflation, let's say it's even half of that. To get even half of that, you're going to have to go out at least 10 years.
There's no question about that. So what people need to do, and to solve that problem, is to have a balanced approach and develop a little more knowledge. I mean, what I'm trying to do in my business, and what I hope to do going forward, is call financial advisors out. Have them go out and go from being salespeople to educating clients as to how to build a portfolio where investments risks are very different, and where you build a very strong portfolio that will grow over time.
Okay, so how do you do that? What are some of the things that when you're looking at the portfolio, given your inflation description, what should you be doing?
Well, anything. I mean, at this very moment, as some of your guests said earlier, it's very difficult to call the timing of where the low is. And nobody should be doing that. What they should be doing at this point is buying good assets that are going to grow. Try to stay away from the single stock names, at least that's what we're doing, and invest in groups that you know are going to be strong. There are certain ones that are much cheaper than other ones based on earnings that we know today, but the answer to the problem is build a very nice balanced portfolio that will grow over time. And otherwise, I got news for you. We have basically at this very moment the perfect storm in the financial markets in terms of people being afraid of the markets, having inflation coming back. We have the perfect storm where people are going to ruin their lives permanently. Right now, we have a temporary move down. Everyone's feeling it, and we're suffering. But this is going to change.
So can you give us some specifics in terms of areas that people ought to be looking at right now for quality names? Are there any specific industry groups that you think are going to do better in that environment?
Absolutely. And in our group, we're amazed at how low utilities have gone. We know utilities are not going out of business. All right? Utilities are down 30%. Normally in a recession that doesn't happen. The reason it happened this time is because utilities are very heavily financed.
Sure, and you got this whole, whether they have trading businesses as well, financial engineering that's gone along with a lot of energy trading.
That's right. So we're looking at the utilities are very inexpensive. Preferred stocks are inexpensive. You can go out and buy some very good, as we spoke a moment ago, high-grade corporate bonds. And there's a number of places you can be going, but you should also just invest for the long run. Don't shorten your time horizon. Don't stare at the paper every day, and don't get so caught up in the short run. Be concerned more about the long run.
What about the issue, I know you've written about it, fear versus faith, and explain a little bit about why those two elements are important.
A very intelligent man one day told me, he said, these two words cannot coexist. You can't have fear and have faith at the same time. And people have elected recently and have gone with fear. They believe that the end of the world is coming. What we need to do is realize that we have 5 billion teammates around the world who are helping us get the economies of the world back going. And over time, things are going to be absolutely fine. We have a little bit of a rough period here right now, but have faith. And when you have faith, get yourself invested, stay for the long run, and you're not going to lose purchasing power. That's what we have to worry about right now, and that's why I say inflation over the next year is going to be a real problem for everybody.
Okay, Ed Butofsky, I appreciate you coming in and sharing your thoughts with us. Thanks, coming in from Chapwood Investments, and we'll talk about faith at another time in detail. The thing is, we're out of time, so thanks very much.